that he's still able to believe the best about someone when they're transgressing him? What is it about his heart that when he sees somebody, even when they're transgressing him, he still thinks of them as a treasure? Because the world was dead in their sin, and Jesus called us a treasure. We were reconciled while we were ungodly. That means an equal exchange of two parties of equivalent value. So God still saw the value of human as equivalent to the value of himself. Right? While we were dead, not after, while. So what is it about God that when someone transgresses him, he's able to say something like, forgive them, they don't know what they're doing? What is it about God that when somebody transgresses him, he's able to bless the person that's cursing him? Right? Bless means to speak well of. Right? So what is it about God that he can even say something nice and kind about someone who's nailing him to a cross? What is it about God? And the thing that it is it's his heart. It's the faith in his heart. It's the way he sees things. It's the way he discerns what's happening there. He doesn't discern that it's not happening. He's not playing mind games with himself. He doesn't say, well, it's not really happening. It is happening. He was nailed to a cross. He didn't lose sight of the fact that he was nailed to a cross. He knows he was nailed to a cross. But what is it about what God thinks about what was going on in these people that they nailed him to a cross that allows him to say, forgive them, they know not what they do? That allows him to bless them while they're cursing him. That allows him to pray for them while they're persecuting him. What is it about God when he looks at that thing that he's able to live from that foundation? What is it about God that when that's happening to him, he's not busy desiring the destruction of those that are doing it? Right? Because the Bible says that God takes no pleasure in the destruction of the wicked. That, you know what that means? That means he doesn't desire their destruction. So what is it about God that even when somebody is nailing him to a cross, he wants the best for them? What is it that he thinks well of them even as they're doing that? What is it that he can feel compassion about them even while that's going on? Right? And it's got something to do with the faith in his heart and what he discerns to be going on there. The Bible talks about how we live by faith and not by sight. And I need to do a whole message about that. But what it's talking about isn't that you don't live by sight. It's that you don't live by physical sight. It's that faith becomes your sight. Because faith is a very tangible thing. That's why it says faith is the evidence of things hoped for. Right? Faith is the evidence. That's a tangible thing it's talking about there. It's not talking about what you believe. It's talking about a very tangible thing called faith. And this faith, when it dwells in a person, causes them to see things a certain way. It causes them to process information in a certain way. Right? And the way it processes information in a person is that even should someone come and nail that person to a cross, they're still able to look at the person and believe the best about them. Now, how is that? Right? Because, yes, go ahead, Beulah.
That was just so good. And, first of all, God doesn't know us according to the flesh. Okay? He knows us according to our original design, who he made us to be. But as you were talking, I realized something else too. God is all-knowing, and all sin comes from a lie. And all of the evil behavior that comes out of people was born from death. And God was there, seeing every step of the way that brought a person to a place where this was all manifest. I always go back to that guy in the alley, the old bum who was, he was kicking a can down an alley. he was angry and he was swearing, and a Christian observed and condemned the man in his heart. And the Lord said to the Christian, he's come a long way. I think it's wonderful that he didn't kick the cat. See, that he saw where what caused this man to be where he is. And you know, I can only liken it unto a parent, myself, when my children would act out in such a way, and it wasn't acceptable to someone else that was observing. My heart knew why he did what he did, because I saw the hurt that brought forth the bad behavior.
Right.
And so God sees the whole thing, and he knows that that's not you. It's just death that has happened to you that has caused you to be that way, and his love is far greater than any bad behavior.